Hello there, everybody. It's an absolute pleasure to have everyone who is here today because it's Aether Day, baby. And I'm so excited because every Thursday for the past 6 weeks, I've been excited for this campaign. And we are nearing the end. We're in the last quarter, folks. This is our penultimate
Ooh.
episode. But we are not going to think about that sad reality. Instead, we are going to give some space for each of my players to introduce themselves after I introduce myself real quick. Hello there, everybody. I'm Angela Lemos Mogrovejo. I use she, her pronouns. I am the GM who I am fulfilling your GM role here today, which I have titled myself with the nice, fun name of Shadow Weaver. And as Shadow Weaver, I deem it necessary that the next person to go is our staple, Hector.
Hello, I'm Hector Manuel Reyes. I am playing Esper, the Guardian, first Guardian of the Sun Garden.
It's so sassy. It's so wonderful. I love it. You know who I also love? Our chaos pirate and agent of just bisexual absurdity, Jenna.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jenna, and I play Moore / Lysandra, and I use she, her pronouns, and so do they.
Fantastic. To the wonderful, the amazing, the spectacular Kestrel.
Hello, I'm Kestrel. I use she, their pronouns, and I'll be playing Mother Mercy, who's a she, her pronouns.
Wonderful. To the most stout, kind, and guilt-inducing of individuals, Nikki.
Hello there, I'm Nikki. I use he, they pronouns, and I will be playing Sonorum, our lovable rock person who uses they, them pronouns.
And last but not least, the hottest member of the group, for various reasons, actual and metaphorical, Caro.
Yeah, hey, I'm Caro, pronouns she, they, and today I will play again Jewel, pronouns he, they.
I have made Caro become flustered. My work here is done. I go away like Tuxedo Man. But in actuality, so folks, today is going to be, as I said before, a penultimate episode. And before we get into the quick recap to bring us right back into what is going to be an exciting start to our session, just as a reminder, we have talked a lot in previous sessions, and they will probably be alluded to throughout this and the rest of the session, about different material and content that might be a bit triggering for certain folks. So, for example, the aesthetics of this world of Umbra, that is a homebrew world I created, are very much based off Hollow Knight. So there is a kind of insectoid, overgrown forest kind of vibe to them. And fungi are mentioned in passing, nothing of the sort of like growing out of eyes or what have you that I know can be triggering for some folk. But bear in mind that those kinds of things are present, and also particularly in the context of Jenna's character Morgan / Lysandra, it has had, their story has had a lot of aspects of very toxic and emotionally kind of manipulative relationships. And just we've tried to play it, at least from my perspective, very much like checking in as often as we can, and also making sure that like pushing on different things is acceptable. And I've tried my best to make it very clear that this man is an asshole. If you've ever watched Jessica Jones and know who Killian Grave is, that's kind of the inspiration for how I've been playing the character of Alaric. But if those are things that you don't want to deal with, by all means, please step away. No grievances, no ill will, no nothing. No game, no show is ever worth you sacrificing your mental health and well-being for. Now, with that being said, I'm going to jump us right back into a recap because, oh boy, we've got a lot to get through for this session to set us up for the final. Because, oh my lord, last week was a lot. The group fought the undead, slowly, draconically touched in a converting form of Morgan's ex, Alaric, who, having essentially managed to get a magical flying pirate ship to start freezing over the entirety of Glitter Gorge, the home of one Sonorum in the party then was like, yeah, no, we're not going to let this fly, both literally and metaphorically. So they took the engine that was being powered by Juville's friend Brenna, a lava eater elemental. A very difficult combat followed from that, in which the party was hit multiple different times by various different things that I dastardly came up with, not least of which included cannon fire, being frozen in place, literal portions of the crystalline armor covering the ship beginning to pierce through the center of it and hit them and curse them, and eventually downing Alaric until he transformed into his second phase form of an undead ancient dragon, very much taking a corrupted form of Juville's original body. More combat ensued from there. Assassin tried to stab Mother Mercy and shoot Mother Mercy. Only one of those worked out. Various other people did loads of stress, like our 15 stress smite dealing paladin over there. I see you, Hector. Revenge will be had. And a variety of hexes, stabbings, pieces of rock self being thrown at other enemies by Sonorum, which was, I rewatched the last session last night and I was just flabbergasted by how many different things everyone did. But the end result was that Alaric was ultimately defeated, and Mother Mercy, in probing his memories, found that the true architect of these of the machinations that had affected Umbra recently, the Dreamkin Ultima, had actually been manipulating Alaric from the very beginning, and now has stated that they will be awaiting all of you at the summit, at the place referred to as, under various names. At one point it was referred to as Pandemonium, at one point it was referred to as Elysium, and another point it was referred to as Pacha. But the summit awaits all of you, where Ultima will be waiting to resolve this entire scenario. However, before we can get to that whole mess, we have to deal with another pair of situations happening, because our own Juvie decided to limit break at the end of last session, which basically coalesced a manifestation of his original form and just blasted Alaric off of the ship and left him just destroyed, ruined, gone. But his body is not in a good state right now. And with that, suffering from a similar state of body-related problems, is our own Moore, who, after having her crystal partially shattered last session, filled up her omen tracker during the session, which resulted in the full awakening of the body and consciousness of the person whose form she's currently in. So now the situation is the rest of the party is seeing Morrigan and Lysandra's both forms like trying to forcibly take hold of the singular body and ripping apart. If you've ever seen works by Junji Ito and the kind of way the bodies are being morphed in that kind of work, you have a sense of how it's looking to everybody. While Moore is dealing with that, the rest of you have a ship that's about to crash down and slowly making its way into the depths and valleys of the gorge. So that is where we pick up, everybody, as Moore. I need to know, how much more stress can you take?
We don't, it's still the same scene, right?
Yes, so not just yet. Normally at the end of a combat, you would all reset to 0. I'm keeping it until you resolve the ship. And the reason I'm asking that is, how much stress can you take?
So I can take 3, 4, 6, 9 stress more.
Okay, party, you have 3 rounds to figure out a way to either stabilize more, get off the ship, or just find some way to resolve the situation in general and take care of both of your comrades, because Juvie is currently mildly incapacitated right now. I'll say you are knocked out for 1 round trying to recover. And yeah, Moore, you need to figure out internally, your turn in the round will be trying to make appeals to Morrigan, because right now you hear her voice and your party is hearing pieces of her voice come out of you. So there's 2 voices coming out of you right now where she is saying, I want you out, get out now, give me this back. This is mine now. You've killed the only thing that mattered to me at this point. Get out. So that's your context, everybody. What are you gonna do? You have 3 rounds. There's a ship falling down. What do? I need someone to make a call right now. Okay.
All right. I
Esper.
am running, dead running towards more. And so I'm gonna try something because you said we can do. I'm going to pitch a skill check to you, Angela. So
Okay.
narratively, I'm going up, and you see Esper put his kind of gloved, wrapped hands like around the crystal, and he doesn't have his mask. His mask was knocked off during the fight. So you can see him look you in the eyes and close, and then kneel them and like a solemn, like almost like in like a solemn prayer like this. And then this kind of music starts kicking up around him, and all of the sigils that are on his clothing all start glowing with that same white energy. I have like a suite of abilities. I have soothe, I have heal. I don't know if I have cleanse, but I pretty much have soothe and heal. The tags for Ethergy, which I have at 4 now, are soul magic and healing. I would like to make a skill check to channel the healing energies of Ethergy through myself to heal that cracked stone and heal the separation between the 2 spirits.
Okay. I want you draw your 4 cards for Ethergy and tell me what result you're using.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay.
Whew. 2.
Okay. Not a good start.
Queen.
That's a good start. Good lesbian energy. Keep it going.
Jack.
Ooh.
Okay.
And 3.
Okay. I'm assuming you're going with the queen. It seems kind of fitting for
I'm
this.
going for the queen. Yes.
Okay. So with this happening, the energy that is being channeled through you, through Aethergy, you can see you are basically... Actually, let's have it like this. Or actually, I think in this case, it's more proper to say Lysandra.
Yep.
Basically, what you physically you are experiencing like your body being torn apart.
Mm-hmm.
Mentally, you are essentially in a singular like dark room with Morgan, who has your body, or the body rather you've had, and you have your original body. Esper is now there with you and can make the appeal with you, or can provide suggestions for how you want to make an appeal to Morgan, because right now Morgan wants you out. And
yeah.
that right now, the way she is wanting that to happen is harmful to you. Like the rest of your party, both it's Mother Mercy, Sonorum, and Juville, even though Juvie, you are incapacitated for this round, the 3 of you are seeing like her body is cracking all over. Like it's as if her own body was made of crystal and is just beginning to show fractures all over it, which will represent each round 3 stress.
Sure.
Which is why you have 3 rounds to resolve this, because by the end of 3 rounds, if you haven't figured out a way as a group to at least resolve this, or the pirate ship, or ideally both, Moore is gonna die. Like full knockout, full death.
I need to let you know before we do anything that I took precognition as one of the abilities I got. So I drew 3 cards, and I drew a king, queen, and a 5, and I'm gonna bank the king as my free card to bank, and then I'm going to use a potential to bank the queen as well.
Okay.
So
helpful, very helpful. But Esper, that will count as 1 success towards resolving the situation with Lysandra and Lysandra and Moore.
Can I spend a potential to bank the jack, or is that gone? Yes. Okay. Cool.
Yes.
Learning the game.
Here's the thing.
Yep.
That has done nothing for the ship. The ship is its own success meter. You have 3 rounds to resolve that, but Esper, you have started to make some room
Yeah.
for Lysandra to have her own presence. So Mother Mercy and Sonorum in this case, what are you doing? Are you helping Lysandra? Are you helping more? I'm going to be going back and forth between these two names this entire session. It's going to be great. Or are you doing something about the ship? Because again, pirate ship, wreck to all hell, jagged cursed crystals going through it, and you see it's careening towards the valley of the gorge. Like it's going to crash unless you do something.
I'm an 11-foot tall rock person. I can't stop a ship from crashing.
Are any of Ulrich's crew still on board?
There are a few. I mean, you still have Wilhelmina as well on there. She is available if you wanted to instruct her to do something. If you can think of something that you think would be helpful to support her in trying to fix the ship or trying to steer it in a way that will not be absolutely disastrous, that is also an option available to you.
Yeah, I'll turn to Wilhelmina and say, okay, well, I trust that Esper has our friend's mental well-being in check. I would like us to steer the ship into maybe some sort of snow pile that'll keep us from completely crashing and burning. I can try and gather everybody on the ship very quickly, but you know this place better than I do. Could you help just with controlling things?
I'll do what I can. Alaric actually wasn't always the best at actually steering the ship. That was most of the time my job. But so I'll see what I can do about that. But
what I'll do is
help her. Please help at some point. So she is going to go and steer the ship.
I will use my mimicry ability and presence skill to mimic Ulrich's voice to immediately catch the attention of everybody on board and just yell, "All right, everyone, to your stations. We're going to land this ship safely." Just to try and immediately catch their attention.
Okay. Draw for the skill level equal to that mimicry is based off of. Draw for the number of cards for that. Tell me what you use.
So I recently upgraded my presence skill, so it's 4 now.
Gee.
First pull is a jack. Second's an ace. Third is a king. Fourth is a 2.
Okay, the ace and king will cancel each other out in terms of the omen and such. You will still get a tick on the omen tracker, but it will cancel out the complication. So I'm assuming you're going for the king on this.
Yeah, I'll go for the king on this, and since we can use potentials to bank cards, I'll use that to bank the jack.
Yeah. I might not be remembering that rule right, but this is much more fun, so fuck it. Anyways, so you see a flurry of activity. Again, you see a variety of different individuals who are in varying states of life and unlife. This is not exactly the most pleasant. You have kind of a literal skeleton crew here at some points. Didn't think that joke would land as well as it did. Yeah, go me. But there are various folks who are trying to steer the ship away as best as they can. That'll go through as a success for trying to get the ship to, if not entirely ruin your day, at least crash somewhere that will make it the least impact. So that's one success. So I'll move it back over to Lysandra. Moore's pissed off talking to you. What are you doing to try and either convince her to stay together or to separate safely?
So I'm going to remind her that Moore, I'm totally willing to get out of your body, voluntarily. Could we just maybe wait 15 minutes so that we can resolve this whole ship crashing thing so we don't both die? Because that would be unfortunate for both of us. And then if you want to fight me when we're out of that, could we just pause for 15 minutes? And then if you want to fight, then then we can fight. But let's just maybe pause for so we can both survive. Or, just a thought. A lot of ships crash. So
what skill are you using for this?
Let's see. I have I'm gonna go ahead and ask if I can use deception.
Okay. Do you really do you really wanna let her have the body? Let me ask you that.
Yes, but I don't want to fight her afterwards. So
Okay, so you are lying to her in that sense. Okay, that's fair.
yeah.
I was about to say, because if you are lying about giving her back the body, I was going to say it's a -1 card pool, but you are lying about the fact of fighting her.
Back. Yeah.
So, okay, draw for deception and tell me what's
Okay.
your result you're going to use, and tell me what you draw.
All right. Can I use one of my banked cards just to succeed? I mean, I guess I could just draw and then that's how that
I
works,
mean,
right?
card
I
bank.
draw and then
Yeah,
I see.
yeah, you can spend one potential to use a stored card here, so
Okay.
you could store it.
I'd like to use the queen.
Okay. The idea of getting to fight you, particularly when she can tell you are in a very weakened state, is very appealing to her.
That's
She is
an
calming
interest.
She is calming down in the sense that like she is waiting for you to make a move about your shared body right now. She's not fully convinced yet. But right now you have 2 successes to this. And at the end of your turn, you all watch as like, I'll try not to be too graphic about this, but Moore's arms are broken. That's 3
Oh.
stress.
Okay.
Ugh.
Let me know when it gets back around to my turn.
Yeah, it is Sonorum's turn.
Okay.
What are you
Nice.
gonna do, bud? You're gonna try and help with the situation? You're gonna
Yeah.
try and help with the ship? You gotta figure out one.
Okay. Okay. So, question about Moore and Lysandra: are we trying to keep them together right now, or are we?
You don't know. The only one who really has a sense fully of what's going on is Esper. As far as Mother Mercy, Juvie, and Sonorum know, Moore's literally just being ripped apart by something.
Okay. So, like,
So it's your call.
visually, it looks like there's a parasite clawing its way out of Moore's body.
Yep.
Something.
Yep, it visually looks like someone is trying
Yep.
to like I said, Junji Ito artwork where another person's like face is kind of it's Akira levels of secondary parasite person is there. I'm trying not to go into heavy detail, but
Okay.
Akira and Junji Ito, I hope this conveys enough detail.
Okay. So in that case, Sonorum sees this, will start stepping forward, and they will go possession, purge, separate, heal, and then I'm going to use my spend 2 potential and 1 action to use my empathy, which is now level 5, in order to just bombard what I think is the parasite with emotion of this host body is corrupted. I must leave now.
Okay,
I might
draw
be the
5.
parasite in this.
Technically,
Oh,
though, depending on how you look at it, Lysandra is technically the parasite in this. But you know, it's not by choice. But
Is it?
most of the group does not know that.
All right. Yeah, then that's what Sonorum will do.
Okay, so draw your 5 cards because of empathy.
Okay.
I love that empathy and presence are 2 of our strongest sets of skills here. Let
Okay,
no one tell you that like charismatic skills are useless in a combat game.
never.
This is a direct contradiction of that. But
all right. I
draw your
I drew-
5.
Yeah, I drew a queen, 7, 8, 2, and 9. I will use the queen for this.
Okay. So Sonorum, you see that aspect of the body freaking the hell out. Like it's not great visually. It's very much like this is now a person like banging against the floor trying to shove out this obviously invasive force. Lysandra, inside your head and what Esper is seeing, you see Morgan starting to panic. She does not like the feeling of being here anymore. And it's a I want out like exclamation that's happening. but it's much less in a like, because this is mine. It's more like, I need to get out. I need to get out now. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. It's like in the like mental projection that is a representation of y'all's consciousness fighting with one another.
Mhm.
He is now trying to like shove her way against the walls and break all of them out. So that is right now we have 3 successes to the situation with Lysandra and Morgan. 1 success to the ship. Now, the ship has not been fully resolved yet. So I need a card draw, a single card draw from everybody.
Okay.
No! We gonna split the deck, and then we're gonna draw a card.
That was a 4.
Ace.
Can I use a potential to just use the king?
Yes,
F5.
you can.
I'm
I got
going to
a
go ahead
5.
and use that king.
Okay. Jeez, folks, this is not great. Okay, for everyone,
doing great
ace
up
to
here.
4. You gain
Ace.
you gain a potential,
Okay.
and it goes horribly wrong.
Yay.
So who got ace to 4?
Me.
Okay. So all of you, the ship suddenly you watch as like a portion of the gorge that has melted. You realize the snow was covering, the crystal and ice was covering up a ledge that was jutting out of the side of the gorge. The ship clips the side of it. Everyone who failed that check, you're all going to take 2 stress.
Oof. Oh, my heavy armor is 2 now. That means I take no damage. Is that how it works?
Yes, because the only
Aha!
reason you're doing okay. Now, here's the complication I'm going to give you, Sonorum.
Oh.
Mother Mercy, you turn to your side and you see your 11-foot tall companion is not there anymore.
It's an arm?
Because they are currently hanging off the side of the ship.
Oh no.
So,
Oh.
Sonorum, you will not get to help with saving the ship next round because you need to solve the problem of saving
God.
yourself. So you are out of commission for the next round. What were the other checks for Lysandra and for Esper? What did you
Okay.
draw?
Queen or king.
You used
sorry.
Oh
queen.
yeah, I got a 5.
You got a 5. Okay, so
Yes.
5 was a partial success. So
Yeah.
you will stay on and you will only take 1 stress.
1 stress. Okay.
Only 1 stress. However, the complication is going to be that Esper, the whole thing you're doing with Aether RPG in order to try and help Lysandra, that requires a decent amount of concentration.
Right.
The ship getting clipped, Lysandra, you see Esper like doing the whole like, don't worry, we're gonna solve this, we're gonna solve. Gone.
Okay.
Esper,
I'm
you
gone.
are knocked out of it. You are no longer able to help Lysandra the next round.
Okay.
The success is that you aren't also getting launched off the ship. The
Right.
complication
Yeah.
is that you
Is
lost
that
focus.
okay?
Because this is a thing you have to sustain. Like you can, as you're
Yeah.
sustaining it, and you can keep doing stuff while you have it. But a ship starting to careen down, it's leveling off a bit. But that ace very much just like clipped the side, helped facilitate clipping. And you also had a fail on that, correct? But you didn't have an ace, correct? Okay, so you are not sent careening off the ship. You just got hurt. But it is now the next round. So remember, 3 successes on Moore and Lysandra, 1 on the ship. The ship needs 3 successes. Moore and Lysandra needs at least 1 more.
Okay.
Juvie, it is round 2. Now you may help. What would you like to do in this situation?
Wow, this is shit. Yeah, that's a good question. Okay. I want to spend one potential and use my transference ability, since I see that Moore's body is breaking apart, and it's like, yeah, okay, this is going very, very fast, and whatever is going on there, like trying to slow down this process might be helpful. So I transfer 2 stress that she takes to me.
Okay. Ooh, I was not expecting that one. Oh man. Okay. So you all, again, try not to be too graphic with this, but you all hear the sound of bones getting set back into place as the body for Morgan, one arm is like set back into place. However, the sound is replaced by Juvie's arm breaking.
Oh.
It's
He's already fucked up anyway, so
yeah, Juvie's like, it's fine. It's fine.
At this point.
But that is slowing down the progression of the harm. So that'll remove that. So I'll basically say the next round of stress is not going to count.
Mhm.
That you are literally taking on the harm for Lysandra and Morgan's body.
Mhm.
Okay, Esper, you want to do something to try and
I
help
have a
out?
quick question. Does this
Yes.
count as combat for the purposes of regeneration, or does it have
No.
to be like?
No, this
No, it
is
doesn't?
entirely out of this. This is
Cool.
a
I'm double checking.
challenge. This is a challenge, but it's not a combat challenge. The only thing I'm keeping over from the combat is the amount of stress you've all suffered. Because
Gotcha.
you are
No
not out of a
problem.
dangerous situation yet. To me, it doesn't
Yeah,
make
no.
sense. Usually, the end of a combat is like, okay, you all have time to breathe. You have time to rest. This
Yeah,
didn't
no,
feel right to fully
absolutely.
reset just yet.
Yeah.
But Esper, if you're going to do something, you know
Esper,
you've been knocked out of it, but you know what's going on in there. You have a sense of like something really unpleasant is going on. So if you're going to try and do something,
all right. He takes a deep breath and charges towards Lysandra, puts their arms around them. Boom, I'm limit breaking. I want to use all of the Aether, soul magic power, all of the love that I have to merge and heal their souls back together, even at the cost of myself, because I know that Morgan is going to finish this mission, even if I die. And she can portal everyone out of here. And it's sort of like the Fifth Element, where like you hug someone and it's a column of light that comes down, just bathing this in like the light of the sun and healing energy. And I know,
I can do
is
you
that
one
okay?
better, Esper. I can do you one
Okay.
better.
Okay, I know I'm really risking everything with this, but that's what limit break is for.
You're spending 5 potential to do this, and
5.
immediately makes an omen kick in.
Yeah.
Hey, Esper,
You
you know how you wrote down at the start of this campaign, the great sword in a time of great darkness would glow with the true light of the sun? In this moment, you spend everything that it remains in that great sword.
Oh.
And you see this like not it's like you have a moment where you pull out the sword
Mm-hmm.
and you see the threads of fate themselves for but a moment. It's like the sun like illuminates all the different threads that have connected every single one of you to one another. And you see the ones that connect Lysandra and Morgan. They're tethered together with this fraying, like dark, inky substance that is poisonous to Lysandra.
Oh.
You see it, and with the great sword of light, you cut it down. Now, I'm going to leave this up to Jenna as the player, because I think it's only right.
Mm-hmm.
Jenna, what would you like to happen? Would you like it to be that Morgan and Lysandra have 2 separate bodies, or do they come to an accord about the one body that they have?
I think that what would happen is they'd erupt in light, and instead of this cracking, it would just sort of be like nothing can be seen in there, and then there are two bodies emerging, and one of them is flopping on the deck a little bit because she's got a tail.
Esper,
Yeah.
Esper, in this moment, your omen hits where the greatsword is filled with the light that's needed. I will say, though, you've saved a friend. When you look back at the greatsword, the blade is gone.
Oh, okay.
This is a big this is a big thing to go for. This is you taking over the entire scene and making this so that this is
The
not a problem
sword's
for you anymore. But
Yup, the sword is gone.
no, the blade is gone. The hilt is still
Oh,
there.
oh, the hilt's still there.
The hilt's still
That's
there. It's just so Lysandra and Morgan, you're separated out. I will say, in the split moments before this happens, Morgan just overwhelmed with the sense of what Sonorum has caused to her. And looking at you, it's like the last thing you hear, one of the last things you're hearing, she says to you is like, I just wanted to be with him. He can't have been that bad, right? I can't have made so many mistakes, right? She and it's not said with like condescending or any of that. It's said with a look of like, it's not my fault, right? How does Lysandra respond?
Oh, sweetheart. He was pretty bad. But that we hold this thought for like when we're all alive and not dead in like 15 minutes or something.
Let's get to safety. I know that sounded really calm. What actually happened is let's get to
It's a
safety.
fucking safety, you
like-
motherfuckers. Have
Like
this emotional moment later when we're not about to
wind
crash.
everywhere.
So
I'm vibrating. I'm holding on to the handle, and I'm just like, oh no, I love this touching moment, but we need to go.
So here's the last detail. If you're okay with this as a detail, Jenna,
Mhm.
the black pearl splits.
Mhm.
Now there's a piece for each of you,
Aww.
but it is not forcibly in your body. It is in your hand right now. The powers that you had while having Morgan's body remain with you, because even narratively, mechanically, I'm not going to rob you of cool shit, but narratively, it makes sense is that
Yeah.
a friend has come to you in your moment of need and made it so that you can be your own person again.
Aw.
Oh.
Meanwhile, ship Mercy Sonorum, what are you two doing? Because the ship is leveling, but it just took a hard cut into a ledge of a cliff. Oh, so oh boy.
I'm gonna try. I'm assuming that Wilhelmina and the crew have it under control for now. So I'm immediately going to Sonorum, and I'm gonna try using my soul forging ability to like grab Sonorum's body with my magic and just yank them back onto the ship.
200 pounds.
I didn't say I would
Mercy
succeed,
weak.
but we'll see.
Only?
Oh yeah, only 200.
It's a tall weight of
imagining-
rock.
I'm just imagining
Like,
a Mother Mercy reaching
450.
over and just being like, whoop,
Yeah.
like
No,
the
I'm
whole
much stronger than I
narrative.
look.
yeah. We use kilograms here. I don't know how pounds were. I just said 200 or 100 because it sounded big.
It's not.
You know what? Fair.
Oh.
You know what? Fair. Okay.
But pounds don't make sense.
So Northern Mercy, draw for that. Tell me what you're going to use.
So I'm using Soul Forging.
Okay, so draw for that. Unless you're
it's
spending a
gonna-
potential to use a card from your bank.
No, I'm going to be drawing for this.
Okay.
But I did draw a Jack, a 2, an 8, and a 6.
Assume that Jack is being used. Unless you're
Yeah.
banking that Jack and using an
No,
8.
I don't want to risk Norm going over. So I'll use the Jack for this one.
Okay.
And just whips come out, wrap around Sonorum, and
Ooh.
try to like lift you back onto the deck of the ship.
All right.
Okay. So here's what happens. I'm going to count that as a success for the ship to landing the ship. Here's the reason why. As you pull Sonorum up, you see far off in the distance someone projecting an image of their it seems like of their own body, signaling to you that like, here, aim here. We can handle it over here. And it's kind of strange looking at the image because forgive me, players, for this description. It looks like a deeply brown furred, it almost looks like it's a teddy bear for a second, but it has bat wings, and it also has a giant red palm coming off of the top of their head.
Is that a Pokemon?
Like
What am I
like
imagining
palm
right now?
palm, or like a palm, like a hand.
So
Like-
So for anyone who would like to look up what this is, type in Moogle from Final Fantasy. Because the
Oh.
form is mechanical as well. So it's a mecha Moogle is currently gesturing to all of you, aim here. And Sonorum, you looking off from the side, you would see, because we never officially described what Keeve looked like.
Okay, you know what? That's fair.
Keeve, the alchemist, your alchemist friend from the town of Fallow, is a mecha Moogle. Because why not?
All right, I'll take it.
I'm proud of myself.
I love it.
I was in the shower a few weeks ago. I was like, man, it'd be really cool to incorporate a Moogle, but oh wait, we can use it for Keeve. But how do we make a Moogle better?
Is
Make him a
Ulrich-
construct.
was
It's a
Ulrich
mecha
our-
Moogle.
Was Ulrich our Sid?
Yeah. That's a
I
reference-
love-
that's a
I
reference
love-
just for us. Anyways,
Just for us, it's
so-
just for us.
so that's a success. As you see, there is someone who's going to try and help, but you have to figure out a way to steer the ship and or direct it over to where Keeve can try and do something alchemical or magical or both to try and fix the ship situation, because that is where you're at right now. Your friend is here.
Yeah.
Just have to figure out how to get them to help you.
All right. So Sonora lands on the deck, and they'll turn to Mercy and go, gratitude, friend, safety, go.
Okay, great. Yeah, let's head over there. How do we head over there?
Is it my turn or someone
It is
else's
your turn.
Okay. We're still like up in the air, right? I'm
You're-
going to.
You're getting there. It's starting to. You're almost at ground.
All right. And where Keeve is it like angled a bit away? Okay, so I'm going to walk towards that direction of the ship and use my weight to make it bend towards where Keeve is. Like I'll jump for a bit if I have to make the ship, to redirect the ship. I do not know what to roll for this.
I'm not even gonna make you draw because it's so funny an image. I'm just gonna give you an auto success on
Let's
this.
go.
So-
Did you
Hop, redirect, hop. That's what Sonara was saying.
Let's go.
You just fucking Mario brothered your way to a
Everyone else in the
solution.
ship
Right
is like
here.
bouncing every once in a while.
Yeah.
So here's the scene. Esper, you have seen like Lysandra and Morgan like separated out. Juvie, you've seen them now, and your arm is broken as you've taken on the stress before the body's separated. And you just hear At least that's the sound you expect to have happen. And right when there's supposed to be the crash noise, you just hear kind of a soft thump. And you look over the side of the ship and you see that there has been a massive like mattress stuffed full of feathers and springs in it. And you see Keeve, your alchemist friend, is just, oh boy, that worked. Oh, I didn't expect it to work. Oh, I'm glad you had faith in me, because I didn't have faith in me, to be honest, but it worked.
Gratitude.
Hello, friends. Some of you might not know me. My name is Keeve. Like you see the little bat wings flap and flutters up.
Yeah.
Hello.
I told the others, Keith, friend, and gestures to myself. Savior.
Hello.
Any friend of Sonorum's is a friend of ours. Hi.
Oh, wow. You're also a tall one. You're also a pretty one. Ooh, you're a handsome one.
Yeah.
Hands look kind of burned, though, looking over at Juvie. Oh, that arm's not doing so well either. I should probably work on that.
We
Probably have a
actually
potion.
have a bigger problem. There is a undead dead dragon body in the lower part of the ship, and we need to like it doesn't belong that way.
Oh,
It actually should be like not be there anymore after the limit break.
Technically, yeah. So
Oh.
slight script change of it's kind of in the bottom of the gorge, a fair distance that way, and you just see Keeve's eyes kind of. Keeve gets thoughtful, but Keeve's like, never worked with dragon teeth before.
Oh, there was a piece of memoria in that body.
Yes,
when-
we should get that for Sonorum.
Yes.
I like reach up and like pick up Lysandra.
I will transfigure myself into a humanoid.
He's just like, oh, I just thought you were gonna need me to carry you. Well, and he takes Lysandra's hand and is like, what would you like me to call you?
Lysan.
Okay, well, we've gone from solving one problem to needing to solve another. And then like I do the whole like anime like pay attention to the other thing and like bring Lysandra and Morgan along.
So yeah, Morgan is passed out. The original Morgan is now passed out, who had who the more you've known has her original appearance. So what does Lysandra look like? Because we only got the description once. So Jenna, if you describe Lysandra to everybody.
Lysandra is a lot taller than Moore, so she's Moore's like 5'3". Lysandra's about like 5'8", 5'9", and she's tall, statuesque, long, like slender legs, and like hair down to her waist that is like a seafoam green and blue with like purple in it, and just like huge like aquamarine eyes and like full lips, and she's very, very pretty. A little less like, she's got lots of presence, but like Moore was like tougher and like more like athletic, and like Lysandra's more of like a graceful beauty, if that makes sense.
Equally hot, though. We have to note this
hot,
officially
yes.
for the record. Equally hot. Equally inclined to prompt gay feelings. This is truly these are truly the things that matter.
Yes.
But yeah, you see Keeve is like, oh, I haven't seen a siren in quite a long time. You're very pretty.
Yeah.
Also, Keeve is kind of like flown up, like almost uncomfortably close, like still appropriate distance away, but like right on the border of that. You can tell that they have kind of a look of like, it's probably rude of me to get closer. However,
has all of our stress regenerated?
no.
No. Excellent. In that case, while all that's going on, I am going to say to Lysandra, I'll be right back. And then I go straight to Juvie, and spend a potential to immediately heal 3 stress. Off
The
Juvie.
arm
I'm
just
using heal. I'm
On
just like,
breaks.
yeah.
and then they heal. Yeah. And like, there's more like healing energy light, and are you okay? Do you need more healing?
You can definitely tell that he looks a bit more relieved at this point because there's not so much pain anymore like beforehand. And he slightly nods. I guess it's okay
I don't
for now.
I don't know if I can do that twice, but if I can, and I just sort of like take Juvie's hand in a very friendly way, I will also do it for you. I don't know what it will take from me, but we need you both to save this world. And I will do whatever it takes to make sure we get to the top of the mountain.
I can heal him if you need.
He
Oh no.
places...
I kind of look at Lysandra with like,
he places a hand on your shoulder and like, I will make it to the top.
okay.
So I can tell there's been a lot of really exciting and emotional things here, but y'all mentioned a dragon corpse over there. So I'm kind of, if you don't mind me, I'm gonna start making my way over there, and you just see the little bat wings just start going, just start.
We could just portal over there.
Wait, you know what? A portal?
Yeah.
Wow, you're even more interesting. Huh. I knew I like sirens. All right. Like flaps down, just sitting in front of you. As a record, Keeve is not very tall. Keeve is like 3.5 feet tall max.
He's just floating, and well,
Yeah,
at least he's not like
no.
Watto.
It's like 3.5 feet tall, and like you for record uses he they pronouns. So y'all have been using the correct pronouns.
Yeah.
But it's like immediately goes down in front of you, Lysandra, and is like looks very expectant. It's like, well, he said there's a portal. Chop chop. Let's do this.
She just like walks over to Moore and grabs the chalk that she keeps in Moore's pocket out of the pocket.
I asked Mother, while Lysandra's doing that, Mother Mercy, Sonorum, why don't we get that memoriam and try and make Morgan comfortable?
Yes, Mother Mercy is just like coming to terms with the fact that one of her friends is another person now. Yeah, sure. Let's focus on the mission. Yeah.
Kestrel's like face of just like, I'm sorry.
Flash.
Truly, like, okay, I just saved Sonoran's life. Who is
like
this
Esper
now?
is like so calmly
Who the fuck is this?
accepting. Doesn't occur to Esper
So-
that none of the stuff that he saw that anyone else has seen.
Are we not going to talk about the siren?
The literal
That's
siren
really
in the
well.
room.
I'm just gonna pretend everything's okay.
So here's what happens. So there's a little bit of time skip. It's a tiny bit. The group is able to go to Alaric's body if you would like to. So the portal, that's where you're portaling to,
Yeah.
correct,
Yep.
Lysandra? So portal has been made. You go over there, and again, it's wrecked. It's been stabbed. It's had curses on it. The whole of the form is gone, and that's not even getting into the whole undead aspect, which if you've ever watched like the Castlevania animated series and seen like how vampires suck out people till they're kind of dry, it's got kind of that effect going for it.
Oh.
So it's not in a good state, but amidst the God, I'm using descriptions I didn't think I'd ever use. Amidst the folds of flesh that remain, there is a Memoria shard in there. It's the last one that you can as a group you can easily tell Sonorum, this one, it's the last piece.
Completion, whole. I will reach out and grab it and just stare at it for a bit. Like for a second, there's a hesitation, like they've reclaimed their memories and they realize how much they've lost, and they're wondering if this is just going to remind them of what they've lost again. And so they just take like a moment to hesitate before reach behind and slot it in place.
You journey back to a moment in a forgotten past. You see the familiar faces of companions there. You see the very beautiful dashing Triton woman. You see a metallic, a gold-trimmed, nicely dressed, black metal crystalline-faced construct. You see a dashing, dark-skinned, colored hair woman wearing a pirate hat. And you also see a dark brown furred and black-haired lion-like individual, as well as the individual who looks very much like Esper. And this one, there's kind of a solemnness to it, but you get the sense that this is before your previous memory, because the previous one ended with you being struck and what you presume is the shattering of portions of your memory and self. You hear conversation happening amidst all the different people, and then deciding, we just need to hide it up here. No one should know about this. No one would even dare try and come up here. It's the safest spot we can keep it, away from everybody. It's too risky to even try and convert it into something else. When you hear some mild disagreement, and then you hear a voice you have not heard before. Give me one moment while I pull up the description Marcus gave me. You see an additional individual. Very much has a blacksmith's build to them, has a huge ass like mace, like that also seem to be carrying a weapon. And you overhear the name Gwen here. Very kind looking man. And you see him pull out a locket that seemingly has a picture of 3 people in it. And then pull out another locket that seemingly has faces of siblings. 6 other siblings, and the locket of 3, it looks like 3 parental figures. I think, and one interesting detail, Esper?
Yeah.
What was your what was the crystal in your eye again? What was the variety of it?
It was a blue topaz, I believe. Hold on, let me look at my omen.
Because I have it written
blue
down
quartz.
blue
Blue
quartz.
quartz. It is blue quartz. I'm looking at my written notes now. I was just
Got it.
Yeah, it is blue quartz.
You do see an interesting detail about Gwen here. Gwen here has a blue quartz in one of his eyes. And he's like, this is going to be really heavy for us to keep from everybody. It's going to look, I care about all of you, but this is going to be a lot for us to hold on to. It's going to be worst of all for Sabri. And you hear like a lot of discussion, and you hear one last voice emerge. A figure, they would look angelic if it weren't so hyper real and skeletal in form. Their body floats above the ground and is permanently positioned in a way where it looks like their eyes are closed, their hands are outstretched, and they're sleeping, but you can tell that they're very conscious. Then why deal with it? You all have things you want to do instead of this. You all have hopes, you have dreams, you have other things to deal with. Why take on this burden? For what purpose? Why would any of you do this? And there's a silence. And you see a moment of doubt in Gwen here's eyes. But you see the construct individual speak and say, it is not for our purposes and our well-being that we do this, but because we must for the sake of others. That's what we do. That's what this whole journey is about. That's what all of this is about. It will be a lot to lie to people, to hold on to that burden. But we do this because we care about this world, this place. Helena, you don't worry about us. We'll be okay. And you see the floating figure just seemingly float off in a huff. You just hear the word unacceptable from all of this. And you see over time as sort of like the fire that's been around all of them, they've been gathered around, slowly goes out, but as it's going out, they all get up over time, and it's a look of resolution of, we'll do this. And then you see the scene sort of pivots back to that previous memory you had of Savary being stabbed and the breaking of the memory. Sonorum, in having regained the last fragment of yourself, your powers are fully returned to you. The memories are reawoken. We will talk after session about what that entails, but as a possible ability I've suggested, you could spend 5 potential to entirely nullify an action taken by a combatant.
Oh yeah, you mentioned this. I think I will take that because it's very in character.
Yeah. It's a matter of your connection to the emotions of others tells them to stop. It's not emotional manipulation. It's making them reconsider. It is not mind control. It is nothing of that. It is just simply like, oh, like the emotional equivalent of going, have you thought about what you're doing? It's a heavy cost, but it's a representation of what Sabri took on as a last duty to your friends, to make sure no other people would get hurt. The memory ends, and you are pulled back into this, to the world that you know now.
All right, so with all these fragments collected, what is my context with the 2 new individuals, Gwen here and Elena?
Elena is the name being attributed to the floating figure, who you get the sense from what Lysandra has mentioned ages back, when having had that peer into Alaric's room and discussion, the banshee-like creature you've been seeing, it looks strikingly similar. And while they refer to themselves as Ultima, you heard the rest of the group refer to them as Helena. So you have that context, and Gwen here, for the entire group's benefit, if you mention the name Gwen here, Keeve will pipe up and say, oh, you folks talking about the last person who was supposed to go up to deliver the Heartstone?
Well, oh. Wait, that was the last person? Oh. Oh no. Sonorum, is there something more there?
Wait, what?
Unsure.
Wait, if the last person to deliver, if the person delivered the hearts 2 weeks ago, right? Because that was the gap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is a part of these memories. I mean, this might be my impulsive nature, but I think we need to go straight to the summit. Like, rest, of course, but I think the answers are in Elysium.
Yes. Puzzle. Solve. Up.
Okay.
And then I'll turn to Lysandra now.
So Norm has to get used to it.
Yeah.
Which means Nikki has to get used to it.
Storm's like, that was the parasite.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. They're a bit confused, but they just think that this is like natural part of this type of people's nature. So they're just like, oh, this is their life cycle.
Some people just go through mitosis. Well,
Yeah.
Fly.
Yeah. It's like, binary fission.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Sirens reproduce
I-
by
I
body effects.
I was about to say, I'm so sorry, Commander Dax. I thought that we're not familiar with your people. I just assumed the second entity that was like living inside of you was some sort of invasive species.
Yeah. So does that mean Sonora will refer to you as More Child now? Like the child of More? I don't know.
Your
It's
God.
reproduced.
we are Sonorum.
We are Siren Legion. But so Norm, you have that. The group has that information. Keeve will, unless somebody stops him, and I'll probably direct this most specifically to, unless Juvie in particular stops Keeve. Keeve is just like looking at the whole body, like smacking his lips the entire time. He's like, boy, a lot of
Hey.
stuff I could use here.
Yeah, I'm sure, but that body belongs to my friend. No. She's just like lightly smacking his hand away, just like no.
Okay.
No.
You've done such a you've done such a boon for us, saving us. But we are rather tired. Could you show us, perhaps, to where it is we could rest, perhaps for a little bit, because we don't know the area very well.
All right. I can post you up in my place.
Thank you.
Juvie, how do you react to your body, by the way? Like, what is
Basically,
Juvie's reaction?
he was not listening to anything that was going on in the conversation. He has a mental breakdown at this moment.
Oh, jeez.
Because how often do you see your own body basically laying there, but also kind of like with an undead touch? And it's like, okay, yeah, and also knowing that you kind of also killed your own body.
Huh?
So yeah, he's mentally completely down. And if someone would look closer, there is even like a tear running out from one of his eyes.
You have the cinema single
Yes,
teardrop.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll
Like,
try
we're
to be-
laughing, but it's actually pretty sad. It's pretty like
Yeah.
fucked up for Juvie right now.
I'm
like,
leading
we're
Keith
laughing.
away from the scene. Just that.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so Sonora will do it. They will just go, Keith, behave. So like grab him a bit and just direct.
All right.
Do you have anything that could rejuvenate the body?
Well, here's the thing. In my very advanced and what am I referred to as expert opinion, this is pretty fucked up already.
Yeah, could we unfuck it up?
I mean, would you like a marionette? No offense, I promise.
Oh,
Like
Mandy.
looks at Mercy.
Clearly
But that's
is
kind of
constructed from spare parts.
that's about the most I could manage with this. This isn't really in its current shape something that I'm not exactly a magical inclined person. I know how to do some magic, but it's not exactly the kind of thing you just kind of will back to into existence. Like
Uh,
it's not great. Like moves close to the body is not taking anything from it, but like it's not in a good state. Like even there's barely any of these like nerve clusters here that are getting any sort of reaction, to be honest. Like pokes one spot in the claw and you just see the hand move up. Like it has the
Okay.
like last minute
Mhm.
reaction.
I got something. I'm gonna take my mask and put it back on. And as I put it back on, the gold starts to glow a little bit. I'm gonna spend a potential.
No, before you do this,
Oh no, go ahead.
yeah,
I was doing a perception thing, but go ahead.
yeah, Drew will just basically keep you from doing anything,
Juvel.
whatever you try to do.
Yeah, he takes the mask off out of respect when Juvel's just like, I was just thinking if there was anything I could do to help. I'm sorry. Maybe some sleep and some food first. Whatever you need to feel. I understand. Actually, he doesn't say that. This is whatever you need to feel.
Thank you. It's probably best if we're going.
I extend a hand. And I wait. I don't like grab. I just an open palm to help you up when you're ready.
He will not take it, but gets up himself.
Okay.
The group is
Uh,
able to reconvene at Keeve's place, which the main living room is a met. It's somewhere between a tinkerer's workshop and a hoarder's den. Like just stacks of various articles and scrolls with text written on them. There's pieces of crystal and like various flasks filled with different things. You see there's like 12 different masks and like 6 different types of gloves to interact with various materials. And he's like, okay, let me see if this back room still works. Give me 1 second. Yeah, here we go. Grabs a potion, like looks for a potion off of the shelf. He's like, Expando potion. No, not that one. Fire breathing potion. Oh, that's fun for parties. Fireworks one. Oh, also fun for celebrations. Oh, that's for private time. Set that one aside, and then here we go. Room expanding. I have my interest. Don't judge me. Room expanding potion. Here we go. And then goes over to like a room in the back because this household does not look very big. It looks about like 75% of it is just taken up by this lab work. And he goes to like what looks like a tiny little like closet in the back of his household. Yes, I promise you're going to the closet, but it will be good. I promise. This experience of it is positive. Just is like, okay, let's see if I can remember how to do this process right. Just chucks the potion bottle into the room and it the whole room, the household just expands and it creates a whole additional set of rooms. How many of you are you? Okay, so there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5. Okay, 5. And then the rooms just adjust automatically to make 5 beds and space for all of you. Well, here you go.
Oh, what
My room expando potion.
You are a dear. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're a
Thanks.
charmer. I like you. You respect me. It's good. Sonorum, if you don't mind, I have to go take care of some deliveries over to some of the other folks in Fallow. Yeah. Folks have been kind of scared with the whole, the thing happening in the sky and the cold and all of that.
The freezing sudden blizzard. I would be unnerved as well if my entire level just became frozen overnight.
Yeah, there are some random like dragonkin kind of fella. Cersei, Nursey, Percy, I think he was going by some kind of name. That was kind of scared. He got back here a little while ago.
Oh, Percy. Percy was here?
Yeah, you know him? Yeah, he's over there. He was over there a few towns over.
Oh, Yes, he's. If you see him again, tell him that Esper and Mother Mercy say hello.
What am I, a courier? Go tell him yourself.
I need. I'm gonna need a nap and a shower.
And
A bath.
that is-
He says bath. I'm gonna need a nap and a bath.
Esper, we've third time's the charm, as they say.
Yes. Yes.
So everyone will have a chance to like have their own room to rest and recover. And we are going to go on to break with the last note of every single one of you at different points in the middle of the night as you sleep. We'll just hear a voice just say, "Hello, dears. So how did you enjoy your trip?" And that's where we'll go to break, everybody. So we'll see you all in about 5-10 minutes. Or 10 minutes, yes. 10 minutes, yes. Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to what has already been a very exciting and emotionally duress-filled first half of our Aether game here on Horde of Tales, and what is going into the second half, in which the group has discovered a variety of things. Namely, it appears as though the individual who was supposed to be taking the Heartstone as recently as 2 weeks ago was also involved in a previous adventure ages ago with not only Esper's ancestor, but also the banshee-like dreamkin creature that the party has been dealing with in the background for a bit of time now, but not going by the name that they gave to Mother Mercy, but instead a different name of Helena. The group has survived a crash of a pirate ship due to through the help of their own wits and also the magical alchemical inclinations of one very enthusiastic mecha Moogle by the name of Kiev. And the party has finally had a chance to settle down, get into their own magically conjured rooms, and take a break after a very difficult confrontation, when Ultima has shown up now in the midst of the night, present in each of their dreams. So essentially what is going to happen now is each of you will get to have a scene, an interaction with Ultima. Who would like to go first? Who
Rock, paper,
conked out
scissors.
first? Let's put it that way. Who conked out first?
I probably conked out pretty fast. I probably was like, I gotta figure out like how to get Juvie back, and like stressed out about that, and just like
So you dream for the first time probably in a while of the sea, not as a pirate roaming it, but as someone who swam amidst its waves, called in people, perhaps for tricks, perhaps for smooches, perhaps for other things. But there's a you hear a song being sung, and it's coming from you now. It's your own voice that you haven't gotten to sing in a long time. And you hear movement of waves as various individuals, a variety of different genders, seem to be coming towards you. It's all very
Feels
beautiful.
right.
Yeah, it feels right. This is how it should be.
This feels right.
And you see Alaric is there. You see Morgan is there.
Hmm.
You see your friends are there. And then the song changes. It's still you singing, but you see them all swimming away from you. And just sort of like in the very similar position that they were when they were speaking to Alaric. See them sort of like cradled, like right next to you, just sort of like leaning in to give like someone would lean in to give counsel.
Mhm.
Oh dear. Beautiful song and a tune, and yet you push everyone away with it.
Hmm.
What good have your actions done for you, dear?
Well, I got my body back, so that's something.
Mm. Quite a lot of foolishness got you to losing that body in the first place.
Well, we all make mistakes, right, Helena?
I haven't been called that name in a while.
Yeah. Hmm. Seems like
Tell
you've
me.
made a few mistakes in your life too, or unlife, whatever it is now.
I've lived you should understand the kind of life that I've lived. Very much
Sure.
like you. And by that you get the sense, because you had described yourself as Siren being like a dreamkin of a
Oh
similar
yeah.
kind. Feeding or if not feeding, being fulfilled by singing your song, pulling in people, sometimes for love, sometimes to their doom. All of us share a bit of potential to think about dreams and hopes.
Mm-hmm. Of
But have you thought about your fears?
course I have.
And what will you do if they start becoming reality again? And again, the song continues and you're just seeing like it's the same pattern. People seem like they try and swim close and are enraptured with you. And then other moments, the song changes and they're just leaving in droves. Like there's the start of a connection with people and then they just leave.
Well, Helena, I learned some things along the way. Like these false bonds that we create with our dream abilities and nightmare abilities. Those connections aren't real. Friendship, love, those are real. So if the worst happens, I have people who care about me who will help me through it. What do you have?
I have the luxury of knowing that my love didn't just try and kill me, that my love didn't just put me in so much danger, that my love wasn't my fault.
Well, you think that Alaric is who I'm talking about. That's cute. Alaric wasn't capable of love. Are you? Must be a lonely road.
There's you see that again, this figure as you turn to look at them, that same sort of eyes closed, sleeping sort of
Mhm.
like body position that they have. There's a smile, but they've had a sort of like grin on their face the entire time. But the moment, like you say, it's like it must be lonely.
Mhm.
You hear the pitch, which has been this very faint, wispy one, drop significantly in
Mm.
pitch. Say, you know nothing of what it is to be alone. You know nothing what it means to lose things, to lose people.
Yes. And somewhere along the way, you lost yourself, didn't you? More than a body. You lost your soul. You know, you get to choose.
Is
You get to make choices along the way.
that what change would have you believe, that your choices will be meaningful in the long run?
Oh, they will.
Well, let's find out. Sleep well, lonely siren.
I feel like you're the one who's lonely.
The dream ends. Lysandra, in coming to terms with what you have lost in the previous body, but also what you have gained, and having your selfhood back in the way it should be. You have regained the power of the siren song, which we have talked about beforehand, has a variety of different abilities, not least of which, as a sneak peek for it, the song that Lysandra can sing can actually boost the party's abilities. And also another one can actually pull or push people in the party away. So it can literally do movement through zones. Jenna wanted a little bit of chaos elements and implemented into ability, so homebrewed some things for her. So that is what you have been given as a result. The siren song is yours, and it is yours to do with what you choose. Who will be the next person? Esper.
Okay.
You fall asleep. It's best sleep you've gotten in a while in a lot of ways, because it's just like
Yeah.
that whole day was just, the day was a year. If you've ever had those kinds of days that feel like they're a whole year into themselves, it was that, and you pass out and you wake up and you have a sense of like you're back home in the gardens.
Oh.
And you see your brother running up to you. It's like, hey, Big Sib,
Hey, I
Hey,
like go
can-
up and give him a big hug.
Yeah, he's like, does one of those. It's like, hey, I've been staying out of trouble since last time.
Good.
I won't be the community problem, I promise.
No, you do not want to be a community problem.
I promise. I'll keep doing better. I promise. Hello there, Roll for Felicity. It's good to see you there, coming in with that nice raid. Hello, lovely Taylor, as always. My love, my sweet, my wonderful. Good to have you here with us. But you see Xerxes, your brother, lead you over across your town, and it's like it's thriving as it always was. And you see he takes you over to a patch, and it looks as though some of like his little patch, it just looks like he's growing like some flowers, and the flower beds he's been trying his best, but it looks like they're not really working out.
Oh, I like go out there and tend to it and then just sort of like put some like healing energy like into the plants to like make them like revive and bloom. You know, just a little small trick of theurgy or ethergy and medicine, you know, kind of to help my brother.
Yeah. You feel the healing magic release from your body, and the moment that it does, it's a warmth, it's comfort, and the moment it reaches the ground begins to dry up, desiccate, and immediately begin to rot, and the rot begins to spread across all of the crops. It's like, Big Sip, what are you doing? Why are you making it go bad?
I'm gonna focus because one of the domains that I have under, I think is it Ethergy, is the ability is corruption. Like I actually kind of have like, I have like, hold on, let me double check. Curses, sorry. But it says like I can like deal damage by corrupting their soul, detect where you communicate with them, reduce it. So like, can I sense a curse?
No, it's not a curse. It's just your power. Your power is making this worse.
I get up and I look around immediately for an enemy or a source of something.
You see there is a hostile creature, a small, like, rot ghoul, almost. Like it's an undead creature that's seemingly like lurking, heading over to more of the crops.
I turn to Xerxes and I say, I found the threat, and I just start barreling towards the creature.
You strike it down.
Yeah, I go to like reach for my sword, but then realize it's not there anymore, and then sweep, you know, with the staff and spin the staff, and like try to baseball bat it away.
Your brother starts yelling at you, "Why are you ruining more of it?" As you turn back, the ghoul is gone. You've stamped all over what remains of his flower beds. And the rot spreads, and you see it crawling up more of the streets, shattering it, breaking it. You see the building starting to crumble, and it's like, why have you done this? Why have you made it worse for all of us?
I like look around and panic, and then immediately like spin the staff around dramatically, put it on the floor, and get in like calm, serene, like monk Jedi pose and start meditating. Because this feels like a trial, like a test.
You always feel like you're under watch, my sweet Esper. And you see again the floating, eyes closed figure. Alessandra saw you see Ultima there. Do you know not how to live your own life? Find your own joys? Or do you only live for others?
Living for others is my joy.
Oh, really? Then what happens when you fail them? And what you see again, the rot spreads and you feel yourself being pulled through different layers. You see the sea layer that Lysandra is from. The oceans freeze over, and where they haven't frozen over, they begin drying up. You see shipwrecks happen. You see the gorge, the whole of the area is splitting in half.
My mission is to stop you and reignite the heart of this world. And if you think for 1 second my failure is the end, you are sorely mistaken. If you think striking me down, if you think making me feel like I'm the problem, I will not be gaslit into believing that fighting you and stopping you from saving this world is harming those I love. And if I end up dead, Mother Mercy is still here. And even if she doesn't have her puppet form, even if I shatter, her spirit will come for you. And this throne of ashes and ghosts and dreams that you think you're going to rule over by stopping us, Mother Mercy is going to bring you down from within your own little ashen throne.
You see her snap her fingers. You try and talk. There's no words coming out. For all of your bluster, you put a lot of faith in others. But again, I ask, what will happen if you fail them all? If they fail you? Would you ask them to bear the burden of your loss? That doesn't seem very considerate of others now, does it? I will await you at the summit, Guardian. With whatever self-righteous air of sanctimonious morality you appear to carry yourself with. Know that, of course, your actions will have an impact, of course. Mother Mercy will do her best. But will it be enough? Will the change you bring ever be enough? I would like to find out. The dream ends, the sound is gone, and you are able to rest again. Who's next?
I'll go next.
Such a timidness about it. The thing is, I didn't even need to talk like super threatening or anything. I'm just like, it's like the wispiest voice, and then everyone's just like, I'm in danger. So Norm, your dream is a wash of memories, of new memories that you've recovered. And amidst those memories, you see the figure of Ultima appear. You are back in your cave. It has been fixed. There is a seat there. And they turn to you and they ask, may I sit here?
Yes.
This is a mental space of your own creation. You may speak fully here. I promise. The feelings and emotions we have will be shared in full. Translation, GM is telling you, you can talk in full sentences, Nikki, if you'd like to have a response. It's your call.
All right. What happened?
The same thing that always happens with all heroes, or at least those who purport to offer change, offer hope. Struggle, trials, burdens. And for what? So that this cycle may repeat again. Another person journeys up the mountain. Another person meant to see so many souls that they may never make true connections with ever again. All to feel a world that feels as though change can be there when perhaps it cannot.
That is the job. We bear the burden so others don't have to. You know this. We all know this.
But why? What point is there to this? They knew happiness. They knew each other. What more should this world ask of them?
The world will never know our sacrifice or the sacrifices of our companions. But they will live. The world will live. And it will be because of us. We know, we remember, we carry the memories. That is our burden. It is not our responsibility to ensure that we are remembered, just that the world remains safe and the ones in it remain safe as well. It is not too late. Helena, it is not too late. Come back. I can help you.
Sonorum, I would like you to draw a card for me.
One card?
One card. I would like you to tell me what the number is.
5.
Okay. I'm going to ask you of Nikki, the player. In this moment, Sonorum senses vulnerability, senses reluctance, but also resignation. The gift I will offer to you in not choosing to fight, in choosing to still appeal to whatever remains of them, is I will give you 2 bits of information of your choice from Ultima's stat sheet.
Oh.
I will let you know. This can include the following. What potential area effects you will be dealing with, or round effects. What 2 of their abilities are, or what their resistances and immunities are. Had you drawn higher, I would have let you choose 3 bits of information. Had you drawn the worst, I would have given you 1 bit of information. The draw was to determine what good you would get out of this and how much you can pull from Sonorum's sense of feeling. This entire series, Sonorum has been someone motivated by making that appeal to people's emotions. This is the gift. It is information.
All right, I'll take the resistance.
Okay. Kinetic, fire, light, and dark.
Okay, wait.
Takes half damage from kinetic, which is the damage type that all weapons, unless they're enchanted to do an element specifically, deal. Takes half damage from that, fire, light, and dark.
Okay.
Immunities. Psychic damage, sap, hex, fear, and sleep.
Oh, damn. They're immune to everything I do.
Yes, which suggests you should try and find alternative ways to help. Because, and this is a bit of information I'll give you for free, this is a legendary tier creature. Legendary tier creatures in Aether make a jump from minions have 3 abilities, lieutenants have 6 abilities, or yeah, I think it's like, yeah, lieutenants, it's minions have 2, lieutenants have 3, elites have 6, legendaries have 9 abilities. Meaning you need to get through all of those in order to beat Ultima. But I will not tell you any of the abilities or area of effects. You chose resistances and immunities. So you will have to figure out how to tailor your party's approach, because in the moment, as the last bit of Sonorum engaging with Ultima, you see the original form of Helena not as terrifying as she was before. You see, they should not have been asked to bear this. No one should have to keep bearing this. I wish you well, Sabri.
I will
sorry.
not give up. I will not give up on you. Once we meet, we will see.
The dream ends. Juvie or Mother Mercy?
I can go next.
You return to the theater. There's a performance in full swing. Everyone is doing it. Sawyer is there, like, come on, everyone, hurry up. We gotta get this. Mother Mercy, why aren't you fully dressed yet?
Oh, my apologies. I've lost my head. Oh, there it is. Let me get ready right away.
Yes, you're the lead actress. You need to get in. You have 7 costume changes to go through for this entire production. Have you not been? Oh dear. I told you that I was ready to hand over the reins to you, but I don't feel like this is going to happen if you can't pull this off. Come on. Chop.
Yes, my apologies. Let me, what were my lines again? I'm sorry.
We are in the dress rehearsal. This is something you should know. I'm not going over them with you again.
Okay. No, yeah, I remember them. I will, yeah, silly me. And I'll head up onto stage, just sort of stammering.
And the production goes into full swing. You get cues. Mother Mercy, you have several scenes. Either you don't know the lines, or what the lines you do know, you try and speak. You're too soft. You're too quiet. You keep getting the cue from Sawyer. It's like, louder, louder.
I feel like I'm yelling, but yes. Okay.
It's not yelling if I can't hear you from the front row. Keep it up.
Okay.
It's an entire experience. It's a shit show. Let's plain and simple. It's just bad. And it's like
Yeah.
Sawyer is just looking at you like, what happened?
I think my head's just elsewhere right now.
Get it out of there. Do you want to be stuck in the same thing forever?
I think she thinks on that a little bit, having been part of the theater for as long as she can remember. No, of course not. You put your faith in me, and I would like to at least meet those expectations.
Well, right now you're not meeting any of them. You are supposed to be our most trusted your production assistant, and also you've been lucky enough to help to get to score the lead. Why don't you know better? Why are you letting all of us down?
And does this flag as strange at all to Mother Mercy?
I would say hearing Sawyer, who you know has no matter what always been so supportive, that's a moment where you're like, this is off. Something is off, like very clearly off.
And what did you say the name of this production was again, Sawyer?
You actually see Sawyer stumble. Sawyer doesn't know.
I think Mother Mercy composes herself after seeing that, lays like a hand on Sawyer's shoulder and says, "That's all right. I know that's not really you."
The form changes and you see Ultima there. A little
Oh.
bit more dressed in like a theater performer's outfit. Well, it was worth a shot.
I will say your acting is very good.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. You are quite good at what you do, Mother Mercy.
Oh, thank you. But I have to say, I'm rather confused about gestures at the sort of set Ultima has built in this dreamscape. I mean, this feels like a lot of trouble to go through to... well, I suppose I just about understand what it is you're doing, but I don't quite understand the aim.
Mostly so that you stop. And you realize how fruitless this will be.
Fruitless. I see. Do you mind if I call you Ultima? Do you have any other names you prefer?
You know my other name if you would like to use it.
Very well. Helena it is. I think Mother Mercy, without asking, will try to take Helena by the hand in just like a clasping motion. Look, dearie. There is quite a lot to sort of take in with regards to everything that you're doing, and I simply can't agree with all of it, if only because it feels as though you're coming from a place where you don't believe that these efforts matter. Am I correct in assuming so?
Your judgment is as impeccable as ever, my dear.
Well, I try to stay on top of things. I understand, to a degree, how you feel. I don't know if you've ever visited the theatre before. I mean, I have to assume, based on this perfect replication, but I'm very used to the repetitive nature of very existential practices. We see people go through the same thing over and over again. And you didn't hear this from me, but there was a time where I thought it was rather cruel to expect somebody who had just died to relive their life on stage in front of viewers, in front of Sawyer, Mountain bless them. But do you want to know what I've come to sort of value about that process?
And what is that?
You don't get good at something unless you do it over and over again. The same can be said for sewing, crafting, swinging a sword, breathing fire, swinging a knife, empathizing with people. But the trick is you don't really you don't really see those bits that you're getting good at until you look back. This mountain that we're all trying to protect, it holds so many dear things. It holds so many of these repeating processes that people are learning from each and every day. And, well, we don't have to agree, but I think there's value in, well, what we've all come to have learnt over all that time.
You say, do I have you right in saying the most valuable things come with practice, then?
I'd say so, yes.
So like this. Watch, she waves her hand. You see a whole corner of the theater just break and just collapse. And like this. And you see several people who are on like, it's almost like a raised platform. Like it's a full like set that's been designed as they're running across to try and make sure of something, just collapse through the stage. Like this. And you see that there are several people who you didn't realize before were filling all of the seats of the theater, just start getting up and leaving. Like this.
Do you want to know something very interesting?
What is that?
Some very capable people built this place. And more will come if they're no longer around. We've had a couple shows not do too well here before, but maybe tomorrow people will love whatever we put on. Yes, things break. Things fall apart. Time is the one thing we have not yet conquered, and it will eat away at everything eventually. But I think we've made a home in its jaws. And I think that's, well, I think that's something rather marvelous.
To see what the final act will be like when you reach the summit. My sweet, my love.
I hope to put on a good show.
I expect nothing less. The dream ends. Juvie, the
Oh
most
God.
struggling, the most struggling of all of you to try and sleep. Just mental breakdown, losing your shit over everything, and then there's just a moment where you're like, your body's like, we need to pass out. This is just you can have your mental breakdown all you want. Me, body, hi Juvie, I love you. We're gonna crash now. But Juvie, you awake and you feel like you're flying somewhere. Very high perspective, like you have eagle eye view of everything below you.
Okay, I start to look around, like, because, like, yeah, This is something I'm not used to since a while.
You're not used to it nowadays, but it does feel familiar. You look down and you see like small ants running away from various colonies, people terrified, running away and scattering in different directions.
But I can feel that I'm not in the body that I'm currently normally have.
You're back in your original form. But everything around you, everyone around you knows nothing but fear by your very presence.
Yeah, I don't mind the people below me just scattering and running away. These are cowards anyway.
Your eyes catch amidst them. You see Esper is running away from you. You see Sonorum is running away from you. You see Mother Mercy. You see Brenna is terrified of you. And last but not least, you see Lysandra looks up at you, and there is nothing but fear in her eyes.
Is there anywhere a place where I could land that is like far further away that I probably don't scare them, but that I could still see them?
There's a small nook. There's a cave on the side of the
Mhm.
mountain that you see in this layer.
Yeah.
It's very lonely and isolated, but you could still get a good view of everyone from here.
I would go there.
Despite the fears you hear in the distance, it's quiet here.
Mhm.
It's safe for them, for you to be here.
Like basically just landing there and laying down and staring towards the like where the others are. Not moving a bit, just laying there.
Time passes. First seems like a day, then months, then years, and centuries. Every fragment, every piece of what could be them, of their impact is gone. It is just you there, alone.
I think eventually at some point Drew would move inside the cave, not laying there and just staring. But basically turn his back towards that.
You see the image, you see Ultima is there. She has prepared the cave for you. Welcome home. I did wonder when you would want to come in.
And you are?
Well, I was the one who helped Alaric get the form you have now. It's rather impressive how powerful you were.
And did you
You
gain anything from it?
I took nothing from it. What I can do, what I draw from, is merely potential dreams and fears. That is all I have ever been able to do. what you have done, what caused you to get to this place outside of this dream, was by your own actions. I did not make people afraid of you. I did not make people fear the might of an ancient worm. You did that.
You talk to me as if I wouldn't know what I did. As if you will talk to a child.
No, this is merely a review. For you, I'm sure, know far more than I do. Perhaps even have lived more than I do. But perhaps a question you must resolve is, would you like to go back to this, knowing what it could bring? Would change offer you true happiness at this point?
What is really true happiness? Tell me,
Huh.
as you're so knowledgeable about it, because you seemed like the most happy person in the whole world.
I knew happiness, that something as terrible and dreadful as yourself would not understand. For you chose to be alone, you chose to be away from others, or to bring fear, and facilitated your own isolation. I knew happiness. I knew comfort. I knew love. What can you say you have known besides power?
Well, I can say we are all choosing our own lives, aren't we? And sometimes it's not the worst choice just to seek your own isolation so that others are not harmed by it.
You would
And if-
condemn your... Sorry, you go.
Yeah, and if they are seeking out for foolish reasons, to end their lives, let's say it like this, then this is on them.
Form changes, soul wavers, and yet your pride seems as strong as ever.
Maybe. You should look inside yourself as well. Because at the end of the days, the end of your life, there will be not much left. And you will remember what is important to you, who is important to you, and what you could do to save these things.
At that, you see, perhaps just a small moment, a glimpse of doubt. Caro,
Mhm.
I would like you to choose a piece of information you would like to know. I will let you have, you can know their skill level, their one of their round effects, or one of their abilities.
I'm choosing one of the abilities.
Okay. One of their abilities is I will say this in GM voice, so to get it across, is known as Tidal Smite. It has a range of 4, inflicts 4 psychic stress, and heals 4 stress.
Oh, fuck.
And you see in this glimpse, it's almost like precognitive in the way you experience it. You see Ultima's shape changing to the form of the dark-skinned, colored hair individual, and you see an image of a pistol going off and then a rapier thrust stabbing into somebody. And then the form changes back to Ultima. You know one ability, Tidal Smite. It is a staple of Delphine's. I thought you would enjoy it.
That's kind of cool, you know.
Guess what? The rest of the abilities are inspired by your whole party just gave me abilities. But the dream ends, and you see, it's for a brief moment, but you see somewhere in the back of the cave, unbeknownst to Ultima, it looks like a dragon egg. Not sure why it's there, but it's just a flash. But it's enough to let you know that perhaps there is another fate that awaits you. But the whole party wakes up different times. We can treat it to sort of move into this last tail end. Yeah, everyone, whether through fear, reaffirmation of your virtues or goals and such, Kiev has a rather bountiful breakfast that is available. That is there.
Yes.
Kiev is doing the full like small person holding up like 6 plates in each hand kind of thing. Just like, okay, so I got a load of pancakes. There's a bunch of sausages that I made over here. There's a bunch of eggs. There's a bunch of roasted veggies that I made over here. Are any of you waffle
roasted
people?
veggies.
Are any of you waffle people? Do you do waffles? Do you want compost? I'll just make jam. I'll go do that. And you just see them just going
and then like
care of everything.
Esper's living his best like vegetarian breakfast life, you know, like it's like roasted vegetables, pancakes, like, you know, all these things that technically aren't meat, you know what I mean? Like you know, he's still fit, so lots of calories, so he's just like shoving it, and every now and then he'll carefully have a piece of meat because, you know, in order to stay lean, he has to have a little bit of protein with every meal.
But yeah, everyone can tuck in as they see fit.
Lysandra would have gotten up earlier than everyone and went out to Juvie's, like the dragon body out there. And I want to ask you, Angela, if this is possible. Can Lysandra use the pearl that she has now and a limit break to save Juvie's body?
Y'all, it's the second to last episode.
Everyone is just throwing out shit.
We're just like pop, pop,
limit
pop, pop,
breaks everywhere. God damn. Oh, wow. Yes, you can.
Sweet.
Let's go.
So she just holds the pearl and she'll etch like a fire like symbol in it. And she'll say, what Helena doesn't know is that through love, all is possible. And like try to bind her life force to save the dragon body.
The dragon body disappears, but you see. Actually, you know what? I think this is poetic and narratively fits with something I've been talking to Karo about. You see the body disappears. There is no piece of it left except for like one tooth, like one fang that's left over. And you see sort of coming by, like flying over before they've gotten done with doing breakfast. You see like Kiev is like, all right, they can't get me from doing. Oh, god damn it. Got taken. Oh.
Picks up the tooth before Keeve can get it.
wait. Damn it. But
Look, you can have some of my hair or something, okay? That's got to be valuable.
you're
We'll do a
right.
haircut or something.
Maybe I can get this to cast silence or something on someone else. I'll see. Anyways, but as you're walking back, you get the sense that like you think it hasn't worked. Like you've tried it and you're like,
Mhm.
come on, please,
Mhm.
something. Nothing happens. And then when you look back at your piece of the pearl, you see inside this faint image at the center of it of a dragon egg. You're welcome. The lesbians win again. But narrate us into the ascent to the top. So I know Lysandra has the ability to make the portal. You will not have to spend potential for that for the following reason, which is Keeve is like, so I was working in the middle of the night because that portal kind of thingy that you did was really cool. So I went tinkering around. I talked to my friend Karan, came back. You see him like jump into a treasure chest, like a big ass like chest it's bigger than him. And when he jumps into it, he disappears for a couple of seconds. And you hear things from inside of it, and you see stuff flying out of it. It's like, no, Buster Sword, no, Thief Sword, no, Gunblade, no. Where the hell is it? Oh, that's a nice looking glaive. I should consider that for somebody else. No. Why is this rapier and this crystal focus? I'm gonna get back to it. It's just like throwing out basically multiple mage weapons and casting foci, and then finally is like, haha, got it. Pops a cork off of a bottle. This is a teleportation powder that I managed to get a little while ago, and I did make a trip out because no one can tell me otherwise. I did make out to see the sunlight. Now, I was mildly burned for a couple of hours, and my wings didn't work for a while afterwards. But
you gotta do the cloth. Why do you think I'm wrapped in cloth?
I thought you just wanted to look sexy.
No. I'm from the sun. I'm from the Sun Gardens. I'm around sunlight.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot
of
sexy people up there. I don't see how this contradicts my point.
I say next time you go on a trip to see the sun, wear cloth around your wings or a cloak.
Oh, that works.
It's
That's probably sensible. I like you.
It's the direct contact that contributes to the burns. If it's indirect,
got it.
It's far more mild.
There you go. Oh, I always wondered why certain folks were going up nicely dressed up. I thought you just wanted to look hot. You adventuring types, you always like looking attractive. You never choose functionality in your outfits. I just assume all of you are trying to look very attractive.
Yeah, Lysandra's just wearing a white or a black, like flowy dress.
You have to look attractive when you go on adventures. It's the only way to find companionship on the road if you're not already, in a relationship.
Yeah,
he gets a little nervous as he's sort of like his nervous single guy vibes start coming out. As the stakes get bigger.
That does say, all right, whatever your anxieties about the sense of compulsory heterosexuality and or presence of being involved and partner with people, hey, that's your anxiety to work out. I live alone. I'm happy alone. I'm good alone. I occasionally smooch people, but that's fine. Anyways, you don't need to know any of this about my personal life. Wait, hold on.
You also
There,
didn't need to
much
tell
better.
us, but okay.
Hey, I'm a talkative person. If you happen to hear things, that's not within my control. And then, does a similar gesture that you do for the portal, and then it just goes. It's open. So, Norm, it was such a pleasure to see you again, my friend. If you ever want to talk shop about things, I might have a couple of new ideas that I've been working on for how to keep solidified components of some of the alchemical works we've been doing. I'm still workshopping a name on it. I might go with materia, but I don't know. I'm still thinking about it a little bit.
Trademark.
Right. I should think about it. I should go check in with the other alchemists to make sure I haven't infringed on anything.
I like the name. It's very good.
I
though.
feel like it's got a
Hopefully
vibe to it.
Hopefully it's not trademarked.
We'll go see. I'll have to go double check. But
All right.
anyways, I wish you luck. Whatever sort of terrifying thing that brought you to the gorge, I hope it works out for the best. If you're going to the summit, which I assume you are, best of luck. Don't get burned like I did. If you need to, I can make you a mechanized form of your body.
Stick with the word for today, but thank you for the offer.
Tempting.
Well,
There's a lot of questions that but I don't think we have time for all those. So I think we should go. But we should pick up cloaks or whatever. Esper, good point.
Yeah, Esper starts
It's always dark
switching
where I
out
am
in his
from.
travel bag, and he starts putting, just a little like the over hooded cloak and the over the side cloak,
Oh, right. You probably need copies of that. Hold on. Reaches into the chest, puts in most of his body, reaches his hand in. He's like, another cork in the bottle, chucks it at your cloak to splash something on it, and it's a duplication potion, and it makes multiple copies that size themselves to your party. There you go.
Cloaks.
Enjoy yourselves.
That's good.
Right.
Sweet.
Sonorum doesn't take
Nice.
one. They don't need it.
Yeah, he's a rock. He's a
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think Sonorum should be in like a toga with like the big
But
hood.
yeah,
So like
he
because like
wears
the
it
Roman
wrong.
senators, they had the big togas, but they were unwrappable so that you could just if it started raining, you could just turn it into a big hood. That's why you yeah. I'm just imagining Sonorum with just like maybe some loose cloth that he could just go.
You know what? I'll
He
just say
wears it
Sonorum.
as a scarf.
Yeah, I'll just say Sonorum
Yeah.
doesn't want it, but then he just like, no, I insist, and then they just tie it into a toga, and Sonorum just accepts it.
Has Juvier just already gone through the portal? It's like, what the fuck are you all doing?
Uh,
Yeah,
Esper's
Judy and
like,
Lysandra are gone.
"Ration."
Yeah, they're both gone.
wait, we've got a mission.
So
This was an awkward conversation.
Here we go.
to the summit, you arrive. The first thing you experience is glaring light. For again, remember, almost like none of you, even Esper has only seen fragments of it. This is full sunlight hitting your bodies. You've lived most of your lives subterranean or within caves and such. This is full light, glaring, beautiful. But it does feel uncomfortable, almost painful. There's a sort of plateau that you've arrived at, and you see that it's almost like a dome of crystals have emerged and spread out over another terrace, another plateau ahead of you. And as you walk up, you blink once and you see gorgeous fields of green and yellow, crops of various flora that as far as the eye can see. You look up and you're able to see the clouds have parted. There is blue sky, which frankly, maybe some of you have never ever seen. And you see that there is, in the distance, as you walk towards it, past all these things, take whatever time you need to just reflect on the journey so far and see all that's ahead of you. You come to an opening where you see there is a pedestal, and you see that Ultima has split apart the pieces into five different points in this main center of it. You see the floating, always sleeping eyes closed, but now you also see it's like, imagine the eyelids closed, but like eyeballs actually painted on. but like kind of skeletal. Welcome to Elysium, children of dark. We're here. Whoa. Hector had slight connection issue that terrified the hell out of me. God
That
damn.
stuttering was so
That
bad.
actually
I was
scared
like, oh my
me.
god.
Yeah.
Shit, you're back. Oh my god, that scared me.
Okay.
Okay, so Ultima finishes and says, and so we've had many a hero, many a traveler, many a child of dark arrive here before. Many who came with their own worries, with their own concerns, their own hopes, dreams, and fears. You see, takes on the visage of the dark-skinned, brightly colored hair individual, and you see, speaks in a different voice, and the voice says, "To one who struggled with exile and wished to find family again." Changes form to the Triton woman, to one whose wanderlust could not be satisfied wherever she went, and for whom her spirit wished to carry on, even should she disappoint those who were her family. Changes, and you see the lion individual, to he who wished to take care of his sister, even amidst the spurn of his family. The metallic gold-trimmed construct, to they who wished to remember who they were, to discover the good and the terrible that they had done. To this very handsome, but what you see is much older, especially from what Sonorum has seen, Gwen here. This very handsome, very rugged, like blacksmith, like kind of stocky, but like very well built, kind of fit person, but like very gray beard, salt and pepper kind of hair and such, with a maul. And then turns back to the form of Ultima. And so let us finish this. And that is where we're going to end the session for today, folks, as you have scaled to the heavens and your final opponent awaits you. Final boss of Ultima, who I will reveal the name is Ultima the Forgotten Dreamweaver. That has been a very emotionally intense session with everybody. Thank you for the folks who rated. Thank you for the folks who stuck around. Oh boy, the end has come, everybody. And we are here to just ride this on into our finale, where next week is going to be the last fight, and we see what the conclusion of this story is going to be, folks. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to very quickly go around and let everyone do the little, like, one thing you're involved with. Hello there, folks. My name is Angela Lemos Mogrovejo. I use she, her pronouns. And in addition to being the creative director for Girls Write These Worlds, I am going to be running a little less than 2 weeks Afterlife Hotel Nexus over on Girls Run These Worlds, with our very own producer is going to be on the cast with us, and I'm so excited. The cast and I just had a session 0 yesterday. Oh my god, it's so good. Everyone is so good, and I'm beyond excited for that game. But started off with Hector. Where can we find you? Remember to unmute.
Yes, I am Hector Manuel Reyes. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and other platforms as at Keiichi Okami. One thing I'm doing right now, Mermaid Mondays over at Girls Run Worlds every Monday at 11 o'clock Pacific time. We're being mermaids and going on magical adventures with glitter hearts, and being run by the amazing Philippa. And please join us on Monday mornings for mermaid shenanigans.
Going from mermaid shenanigans to chaotic by shenanigans, Jenna.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jenna. I go by she, her pronouns. And you can find me on Twitter. I'm oftentimes one of the two people responding to @theforgottentrope. That is the regular Twitch channel that I am on. We are playing Masks. So if you want to see me as a bi-chaotic Shimbo, who's very small but can lift very heavy things and is very dumb but loves everybody. You can see me cause chaos over there on Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
To our unbelievably wonderful rock boy eternal of feelings, Nikki.
Hello there, I'm Nikki, and you can find me on social media, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram as NickSnat1, the number 1. And on Twitch, I sometimes stream the TTRPG games that I play with my group. But one thing I'm involved in is, on the off chance that any of you are in Malaysia, next week on the 20th and the 21st of May, there is an anime convention called Jom Matsuri. My group and I will be running anime themed one shot there for people who attend. My one shot is basically isekai inspired, and the title is of course isekai style, and it is basically there are too many people reincarnating into our world with broken abilities, so we kill them before they become overpowered. Yes, I'm running a raw one shot where the players play as a group, an organization whose job is to hunt down and kill isekai protagonists before they become OP.
Demon Slayers first. I vote Demon Slayers first.
It's a
Demon
group of
Slayer.
Thanos.
You leave Demon Slayer alone. You come for Hunter
No,
x Hunter or one of those other
Berserk is
animes.
better. Berserk deserves to retain the title of the Black Swordsman, not that dude. But that's an argument for another time.
Oh, no.
Thank
My
you so
first
much.
victim is someone else from another anime.
Carrying over from Nikki to the always wonderful Kestrel.
Hi, I'm Kestrel. I've been Mother Mercy, and you can find me on Twitter at @HollowCompass_, where sometimes I talk about how I'm listening through Dungeons and Daddies. But you can find me on TTRPG, TEATRPG, playing Apocalypse Keys on Sundays. Not this Sunday because it's Mother's Day in the US. Happy Mother's Day, everyone. But we'll be coming back next Sunday. And you can see me playing, speaking of anime, a version of Kobeni from Chainsaw Man, who is also a monster trying to make it through her 9 to 5 with a bunch of other monsters. If that sounds like your thing, come check it out. It's a really good time.
And of course, last but certainly not least, the hottest hot dragon boy that has ever existed, Karo.
Yeah, hey, I'm Karo. You can find me on Twitter under the handle Blaine Unrivaled. And you can find me here again next Tuesday when we are going back with our D&D 5e Eberron campaign. Just to say, it will be super dangerous, super spicy, and very, very interesting. We're going into the realm of madness. So yeah.
Joy. This will be fun. Oh my god, I'm so gonna be so excited. Folks, we thank you so much for joining in. Thank you to the Raiders. We're going to be raiding D8 Dungeon. Philippa is playing D&D, so fantastic. We're going to actually show some love for her. So thank you, everybody, and see us next week for the finale.